and Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you could tap in or you could tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 40,000 subscribers, and we are definitely approaching 60 to 50K. You know what I mean? Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. I mean, you already know how I'm giving it up, and you definitely know how I'm putting it down. You already know how we do over here, all right? Now, do me a favor. Wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot into the realest channel on YouTube, the realest Grown Man Business TV. You already know where you at. It is no mistake that the algorithm has led you right here. Yeah, you could be anywhere in the world, but you right here with me. All right, big salute to y'all. Now, we gonna do some doubling back. You know what I mean? I had some technical difficulties, and now we back, we rolling. Ain't no stopping the message. I got a lot of people in the DM saying, yo, G and BTV, you know, we want you to double back on what you were saying about Jim Jones. You know, you was cooking. You was giving up that game, pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles, you know, but we want you to double back on what you were saying about Jim Jones, the whole situation with the gangs in New York. Like, go deeper. Elaborate. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, first and foremost, I want you to understand something. I got a lot of love for all the content creators. We ain't doing no beefing. We ain't doing no back and forth. But when the downloads download, I can only give you that pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. So we going to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Because I scratched the surface the other night when it comes to Jimmy. Yeah, old Jimmy Jones, the same dude we heard on them wiretaps and all that. We scratched the surface, but let's go a little bit deeper. Let's really expose the propaganda. Let's really talk about, you know, the downfall of the Big Apple. Yeah, we are approaching 50,000 subscribers if you haven't noticed. All right, so it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. We gonna go into what we do over here. We gonna lay down the law. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm not here to sugarcoat the content. I'm not here to sugarcoat the message. I'm not here to hold your hand. The downfall of New York City, the downfall of the culture was Bloods and Crips. That was the checkmate. It was always East Coast and West Coast. It was always some tension when it come to Cali and when it come to New York City. The checkmate came when New York City adopted California culture. That was the checkmate. That's what put y'all in pocket. That's when the downfall began. And we're gonna talk about that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of manipulation, my G. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface. So you already know here at Grown Man Business TV, we are definitely scratching the surface. So I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to get up in here. I know y'all see the thumbnail and all that. Big salute to the homie Zip. See him doing his thing out there. But we gonna use some receipts. I'm gonna tap into a couple of receipts that got Zippy all over it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it got Zippy all over it. We gonna answer some questions. You know what I mean? And we gonna get deeper into this because again, like I said, right? If you don't have the yin to the yang, if you don't have the negative to the positive, you gotta have the yin to the yang. You let these dudes talk and it sound real good. It make a lot of sense until a grown man step in the room, until a big dog step in the room. And when you get a grown man to counter that BS that they spewing, then it all makes sense. You know exactly what's going on. But if you don't got a grown man to counter what these dudes is talking about, especially these jail dudes, respectfully, y'all already know when it comes to these jail dudes, they know how to talk real good. You know, they done spent 10, 15, 20 years in the box. They was cell warriors. You know what I mean? You know, when you in prison, you learn how to talk, homie. You learn how to, yeah. But that shit don't work out here in the real world. So we gonna have a conversation. Big salute to the chat. Let's do some customizations, man. Y'all already know how we do over here. The higher ups and the elites are playing chess at the highest level, my G. They always trying to muffle the message. They always trying to shadow ban the channel. I mean, I ain't lying. Y'all see it with your own eyes when it comes to the content. You feel what I'm saying? So one thing for sure and two things for certain, we gonna customize the chat. We gonna regulate what's going on with the chat and what's going on with the bots and what's going on with the trolls and what's going on with this. Yeah, we gonna regulate that. All right. So is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Again, big salute to Harlem Legend. Big salute to Zip with the Drip. 050 the movement. You already know how we doing this algorithm. We gonna have some fun tonight. Yeah, we gonna have some fun tonight, man. We ain't staying long though. we ain't gonna stay long, but we gonna have some fun. All right. Bam. You see that right there at the bottom of the chat, right? You see that. Now, before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing all your Twittering with your Twitter fingers all in the comment section, doing your Twittering back and forth with grown men, doing your Twittering and all that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. The downfall of New York City. What took New York City out? What happened? New York City used to be the spearhead of the culture. Everybody used to look to New York City for some reason. You know, the Big Apple. That gang culture would turn the Big Apple to the rotten apple. That gang culture. Yeah, we gonna talk about it. And who better else to put out there is a bunch of ex-gang members, some jail niggas. You know how you dudes like to do. All right? We gonna have some fun tonight. Big salute to the chat, man. Hit the like button and all that. Yeah, hit the like button and all that. Make sure you in tune with the Realest on YouTube. Now, what I want to do is we gonna get into this, but you already know. You already know. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I kept the receipts. I kept the receipts. And the receipts that I'm going to use tonight is the reason why I got Zip in the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? No love lost. It's all good. It ain't no beef. We ain't going back and forth. It ain't nothing like that. But I got Zippy in the thumbnail because the receipts that I'm going to use involve Zip. All right? And we're going to have some fun with this because, again, man, when you let these dudes talk, it sound real good until a big dog step in the room. Until a real grown man that stands on grown man business steps into the room. All right? And I want you to know, too, I'm well connected. Yeah. From Virginia to New York to Cali, all the way to Thailand. I'm tapped in. We are international. Yeah, this channel right here, we are international, man. We have grown this channel organically from 1 subscriber to 50,000. Yeah, so you're going to respect this angle and you're going to respect this voice. You're going to respect my opinion when it come to this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I ain't lied to you. I ain't never lied to you one time. I might tell you a joke, but I ain't going to tell you a lie. All right, so let's get into some of these receipts. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Wipe off your feet when you step in the building. All right? Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, let's see what we got going on. Let's get into this first receipt right here. Now, again, you know, we just gonna elaborate on Jim Jones and his role with this gang culture, with this blood gang situation, with the downfall of the NYC culture. And we gonna let Zippy right here. We gonna let the homie Zip talk. We gonna let him explain himself. Big salute to Zip, man. All love, no hate. We having fun over here. Just like he said with Mav Hoffa, it's just YouTube politics. It's just YouTube politics. See, we gonna talk more about that. We gonna talk more about that because it's nasty work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, the homie said that it's YouTube politics. It won't no beef with Mav Hoffa. It was just YouTube politics. So that's all it says, man. That's all it says. It's just YouTube politics. And we gonna talk more about that too. Cause Zip, you told me you didn't get down with the YouTube politics. That's what you told me. Yeah. When I told you it was no hate, it was nothing personal, it was all business. You told me you ain't get down with the YouTube politics. But then you go over there with Matt Hoffa and you say it ain't nothing but salute to Zip. Salute to the homie, man. Let's get into this. Let's get into these receipts and all that. All right? Salute. Look.
professional, big homie, big blood. I mean, this dude, 30 years in the penitentiary. You understand? He went through the real wars, not the fake wars Jim Jones was talking about. You heard? Not the fake wars that he's going through in the streets. Because he ain't been through no war. I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. So, I'm saying, how niggas know what Jimmy been through? How niggas know what Jimmy was doing on the east side? Before the lights got bright and all of that. How niggas know? Jimmy been blood for a long time, man. I just want to say this. Matter of fact, I'm going to let the video play. Let y'all do y'all. Pop y'all shit. Gaslighting a lot of the youngins when he's... Harlem Legend, you using the word gaslighting, you taking it out of context, you using it out of context. Lost a good word out right now. I be saying it a lot too, but you're not saying it right. You're not gaslighting the little homies. You didn't say nothing to gaslight the little homies. You know what I'm saying? He's to a certain extent, he manipulates the little homies. You know what I'm saying? Everybody manipulates people to a certain extent. See, it's a negative connotation associated with manipulate. Manipulate don't necessarily mean a negative thing. Manipulate it could be a good thing too, but it's a negative connotation associated with the word. So when you say, yo, he's manipulating the little homies, it sounds like he's doing a bad thing. But I'm saying, look at his neck. Little niggas want big chains, mad bracelets, watches, things of that nature. And he know the winning formula. He knows how to go get them things. He's been wearing these types of things since 2005. We know it's before that, but he struck out on his solo career since 2005. We want to give him the full 2 decades, him as a solo artist, Jim Jones. He manipulates them. In what way? Rap?
So that's the first angle I wanted to speak on. Because again, when you let dudes like the homie Zip, you know, these jail dudes, when you let them talk, it sound real good. You know, manipulation don't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You know, look at his chains and his jewelry and his bracelets. You know, the young boys wanna wear chains like that. They wanna wear bracelets like that. They wanna emulate that image. You understand what I'm saying? So it sound real good, but when a grown man step in the room, it's easy to counter that. Yeah, those chains and those bracelets, that's the bait. That's the bait, my G. You said he got the winning formula. Well, why he ain't giving that formula to the youngsters? One thing for sure and 2 things for certain, being a blood member, being a gang member is definitely not a part of that winning formula. It's not a part of that winning formula. You understand what I'm saying? So the jewelry, the clothes, the fashion, the diamonds, the fame and the fortune, that's what you use, and that's what Jim Jones uses to bait the youngsters in. You want to be like this. You want to live like this. You want to roll like this. Well, pick your flag up. Never drop your flag. So it sound good when you let these jail dudes talk to the youngsters and try to paint this narrative. You know, niggas that been in jail, they learn how to talk real fast. They know how to deceive you. It's a lot of word semantics that go into these conversations with these jail dudes that spent 20 to 30 years in prison and all that. But when you got a grown man to talk to that shit don't make no sense. Yeah, he got the jewelry. Yeah, he got everything these young niggas want. That's the bait. That's the bait. Now let's go deeper into this, because you know he's not manipulating the youngins. How is he not manipulating the youngins? It's obviously that it's obvious that he's manipulating these young boys and sending them off to the hellfire. You know why? You know the number one reason that it's obvious he's doing that to the homie Zip. You want to know how it's obvious? Because Jim Jones said out his own mouth, he does not and he will not allow his son to pick up that flag. So Jim Jones is cool for them young boys out there in Philly and them young boys out there in Harlem that's shooting and killing everything. It's cool for them to pick up the flag. It's a brotherhood and a sorority when they pick up the flag, right? Yeah, it's nasty work. It's absolutely over the top. But see, your son, your young boy, your junior, Lil Jim Jones, you don't want him to be a gang member. You don't want him to pick up the flag. You won't allow him to play in the streets. This is where it get wicked at. This is where the manipulation come in at. If you won't let your son do it, why you want to let the neighborhood do it? If you won't let your son do it, why you won't let the young boys in the neighborhood do it? So you got to ask that question. You got to put that out there to the forefront. That's something you got to stand on. But again, when you get these dudes that want to be celebrities, they want to be in the spotlight, they'll do anything to be at a party with Fab and Jimmy and Cameron. And yeah, when you get those type of dudes, they been breaking fold when it come to the message. They don't want, Zippy don't want to go against Jimmy for the most part. He not gonna talk down on him for the most part. Because when you want to be in the industry, right? When you want to be at these parties, when you want to be involved, you need these guys. You need a Jimmy. You need a Cameron. You need a 50 Cent. You need one of these celebrities to put you under the wing and give you a head start and give you a boost. The difference between me and you, I did this on my own, homie. I built this thing up organically. Organically. You feel me? Is no celebrity. Yeah, we don't do no. Nah, I don't need no sponsor. So if Jim Jones ain't gonna let his son be in the gang, why is it okay for them young boys in the neighborhood to be in the gang? Oh yeah, manipulation at the highest form. This is a method they've been using for a long time, my G. Jim Jones is he's just another carbon copy. He's just another puppet for the higher ups and the elites. Yeah, he's the oldest YN. You don't call that manipulation? The oldest YN. Yeah, and I don't want to go at the homie Zip because I'm rocking with him. But it's the same reason you dudes don't want to be called uncle. You know, when the YNs, when the young boys, when they see y'all and they see the grays in your bed and they see, you did 20, 30 years in prison and they say unk. You don't want them to call you unk. You want to be peers with these young boys. That's like a form of manipulation. You understand what I'm saying? When you got an old head hanging out with young boys, it's manipulation. No, call me Unc, my G. Call me OG. That's what I am. I just look like this. Jim Jones is most definitely manipulating these young boys. Got them thinking that it's cool. Got them thinking that, being in the gang to get them to the next level. If I'm in the blood gang and I'm doing what Jim Jones is doing, then maybe I can get what Jim Jones got. Maybe I could get the chain. Maybe I could get the bracelets. Maybe I could get the earrings and all that. Not understanding that the majority of you dudes is never going to touch that kind of paper, especially being in the gang. Especially being in the gang. So I don't want to be long-winded with that. But yeah, it's manipulation, my G. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why it looked the way it looked. That's why it feel the way it feels. We ain't never seen Jim Jones and it felt like, yo, he's doing something for the youngsters. He's helping the youngsters thrive and go to the next level. What he's doing is a positive influence over our young people. We always looked at Jimmy as a follower. And that's where we gonna go next with these angles. You blood gang members on the East Coast, if you not from Cali, you are a follower if you are a gang member. If you are a gang member and you are not from California, you are an off-brand gang member. If you are from New York and you are a blood member, you are an off-brand blood member. If you from Texas and you a Crip or you a blood, you are off-brand, my G. The originals come from California. So it's really no way around it. We gonna get more into these receipts, but it's nasty work. It's nasty work. And it's about time that some OGs speak on this. Real men speak on this without worrying about if they're gonna be able to get in the industry, or they're gonna be able to get to that party, or they're gonna be able to hang out with Jim Jones, or they're gonna be able to get up under Cameron, or they're gonna be able to get up under 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent, I do not gang bang. I am not gang gang. And we're gonna play some more of this receipt, but I want to say this. You dudes listen to these New York gang members. One thing, especially the older ones, they always say that they dropped their flag. They was blood members. When they went to prison, they came home Muslims. These dudes was sex, money, and murder when they went to prison. And when they came home, it was assalamu alaikum. Yeah, that same thing for the homie Zippy. Salute to Zip with the drip. He went to prison, sex, money, murder. He came home, baking bean pies. Assalamu alaikum, salaikum salam. You understand? Over there in Cali, this shit is a different thing. It's a real thing. It's they grandmamas was gang members. They great grandmamas, they grandfathers was Crips and Bloods. They daddies and they mamas was Crips and Bloods. This shit is it's a whole nother level when you comparing yourself to the originals. So all of these New York niggas, not even New York, any gang member outside of California is a follower. You got a clown nose on. Okay? So I'm gonna let Zip talk just a little bit more, and we're gonna get into some deeper angles with this. But it gotta be said. Big salute to Harlem Legend for standing on business. Big salute to Smitty for standing on business. Big salute to that OG out there in Brooklyn that want to shoot the fair one with Jim Jones and all that. Big salute to those dudes. Because it's gonna take real, come on, homie. We can't act like it ain't what it is and it is what it ain't. We can't keep on playing and beating around the bush. You gotta be very direct and bold with this. If you a gang member from New York City, you are a follower, man. Put your flag down. You wanna build up a brotherhood or something like that, you gotta destroy and you gotta rebuild. You gotta destroy the blood gang. You gotta destroy the Crip gang and then rebuild your own brotherhood, a New York brotherhood. Yeah, you gotta stop all that, man. Big salute to Zip, man. I love what's going on over there. Big salute to all the content creators and all that. Harlem Legend, I see you in the building. Big salute, my G. Love the content. Keep doing what you're doing. But listening to Harlem talk like that, I was just like, yeah, that's what New York need, my G. Like when are we going? And again, it's not just New York. I'm talking them dudes, OG Percy, Kunta, them dudes out there in Texas look like some absolute clowns. Yeah, them dudes out there in Texas with all that Five Deuce Hoover Crip and all that. You dudes look crazy. You are not California, my G. And that was the downfall of Texas. That was the downfall of Fort Worth, Texas. What you think? It was them gang culture. It was y'all adapting California gang culture. That was never meant for you. New York City, it was Timberlands, triple fat gooses and all that. Fatigue and all, yeah, we like the fatigue and all that. Fatigue jackets. That's Wu-Tang Clan, Illmatic. That's what New York City was, my G. As soon as y'all adopted California, it was checkmate. Y'all, it been a downward spiral ever since. It been a downward spiral ever since. You know, we gonna get into this receipt, but I want to say this, man. You think the blood gang wasn't implemented and tried to be pushed on us out there in VA? You think that Chris Brown becoming a blood member was a coincidence? The biggest artist from Virginia, Chris Breezy, became a blood gang member when he went out there to California. You think that was by coincidence? Nah. They thought that shit was gonna play out here in Virginia, and we don't play that. We laughed at Chris Breezy. I know Breezy personally. We laughed at him when he put that red bandana. We didn't respect that. That shit didn't have no play in our ride. Yeah, that blood shit Chris Brown was doing, we was laughing at Breezy. How you go from Virginia to Cali, and now you a Fruit Town Pyru. Nigga ain't no motherfucking Fruit Town Pyru in Tappahannock, Virginia. Chris Brown is from Tappahannock, Virginia. Ain't no such thing as Fruit Town. It's called extortion. It's called extortion, my G. You think they respect Jim Jones? Nah, nigga, you gonna pay to play. And when you come out to Cali, you gonna pay homage. That's what it looked like every time Jim Jones go out to California. You paying homage, nigga. You gotta go see the OG. You gotta tap in with Big Wacko and all them boys, cause those the real gang and blood members. You just a follower. Same thing with Chris Brown, and I wanted to throw Breezy in there so y'all don't think I'm stepping on New York City or I'm disrespecting. Nah, man, it's all love. I'm talking about anybody that's not from California. That shit, just because Chris Brown was a blood, don't mean we was gonna take that. Nah, man, that shit ain't get no play in Virginia. No play. Niggas was like, what? Man, what? You don't even really see Chris Brown with the red flag no more. We don't respect it. Nigga, do your backflips and your crump dances and all that. California, that's their thing. So, big salute, man. We gonna get back into this receipt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like what Zip is doing with the MacBook and all of that, and the computer and all that. But I will say this, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, my G. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Create your own wave, my G. Don't follow the wave. All right, I just wanted to throw that out there. Big salute to the chat. Let Zip talk a little bit more. Let's go. Look.
Hey, you rap on a song, you come around me and rap on it. He manipulates them. How does he manipulate these guys? I don't get it. How does he manipulate these guys? You come around me and rap on a song, get you a couple dollars, get your name up there, get buzzing a little bit, go do your thing, get your money. How is this? Is he manipulating them in a bad way? Because who is he talking? Who do you know Jim Jones brought around him just to go to jail? Or to do something wrong? Who did he bring around him? So, yo, come around me and come do something wrong. Or did he say, come around me, showcase the world your talent, and then these niggas got in trouble on their own time? Because there's other niggas that he did this shit for. Them niggas Shooter ain't been back to jail since. Jim Jones turned the lights off Shooter. Shooter ain't been back to jail since. Yeah. So what we really... I'm gonna let y'all kick it though. I'm gonna let y'all kick it.
That Fat Joe, and Fat Joe kind of tricked him out of position with the question, right? But man, dude got wind of that, and he called out Jim Jones for the 50. Yeah.
Yo, Harlem Legend, man, you very pessimistic, man. I don't know if you know what that word means, but you very pessimistic. You said Fat Joe tricked him with a question. He asked him a regular question. Yo, what you think about the Drop Your Flag challenge? How was that tricking him?
Let's again, I want to say this. When you let one of these jailhouse dudes talk, oh, it sounds real good. Hey, Harlem, you're very pessimistic. I don't know if you know what that means, but you're very pessimistic. Let me explain to you how Fat Joe tricked Jim Jones out of position with that question. See, again, when you let these dudes talk, it sound good until a big dog step in the room. I understood exactly what Harlem Legend was saying when he was breaking down that content right there. But since you don't understand, maybe the world don't understand. When they come to interviewers, right, they line up certain questions it's certain questions, they put them strategically right there, and they ask you. They ask you the question because either you're going to plead the fifth and say, next question, or whatever you say is probably going to be damaging. So when he asked Jim Jones about what he thought about the Drop Your Flag challenge, right? What do you think about that? He already knew that Jim Jones was going to have to go against it, being as though Jim Jones is an active gang member and he represents the blood gang. He still carries his flag. He's not going to drop his flag. So he already knew, he already understood that Jim Jones was going to have to tiptoe around this question but it was going to be something that they could use as content. He already knew that any answer that Jim Jones would have given was going to be in the algorithm. He did that on purpose. Same way Matt Hoffa, who did he ask? I think Matt Hoffa asked the same way Matt Hoffa asked Fat Joe about the FBA Foundational Black American situation. He knew that Fat Joe was either going to say, you know what, next question, or he was going to jump out the window. I'm talking Ron Brown's. Jumping out the window with this one. Jumping out the window with this one. Jumping out. Y'all remember the Ron Brown? Yeah, I'm in tune. Salute to New York City. Y'all remember when Ron Brown said jump out the well, Fat Joe, he jumped his big knock-kneed ass out the window. And like it or not, Jim Jones jumped out the window as well. Yo, I don't think he had to drop his flag. You know, he could have did it in other ways, and we got a war going. What war you ever been in? You ain't never been in a war to be talking about a war. The whole reason the New York dudes say that the blood gang was necessary because it was a war on Rikers Island. It was a war in prison, where you had the Mietas and you had the Spanish and you had those Latinos, and them Latin kings was kicking y'all in y'all ass all up and down up there in New York City. Ain't that how we say it, Zip? New York City? Yeah. Y'all remember when the Latin kings and the Mietas was kicking y'all ass all up there in New York City, in Rikers Island? Jim Jones wasn't around for none of that. Jim Jones ain't never been to prison to have to worry about the Mietas and all that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Jim Jones, if he wasn't in prison, he probably would have been with the Latin Kings. I don't think Jim Jones would have been rocking with the niggas like that. Jim Jones' hair is really curly. I think Jim Jones is from Spanish Harlem. You like how I did that? So when it was really wartime, I don't think Jim Jones would have been down with the niggas. I think Jim Jones would have been down with the Mietas and the Latin Kings and all that. That's just my personal opinion. But the point of this is, you know, Jim Jones wasn't in those wars what war is he talking about? What war? So, yes, Fat Joe lined him up with that question. Beautiful work by Fat Joe. I gotta say, Fat Joe is coming into his podcasting. You know, he's stepping into his podcasting phase very nice and neat. You gotta be a part of this to understand what's going on. You gotta be creating content to understand the games that's being played with these questions. You know, I was surprised that Zippy didn't get that. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that Zip let that go over his head and under his bridge. I thought you was smarter than that. That's that jailhouse knowledge. Yeah. That's that jailhouse. That's that motherfucking jailhouse knowledge right there. All right, let's go to another receipt, man. Big salute to the chat. Matter of fact, yeah, let's go to another receipt. Now I want to play something. I want to say salute to NYC Snaps. Oh yeah, that's the homie right here. Yeah, I got video with NYC Snaps all out there with Jim Jones and all the celebrities. That's the homie right there. I'm highly connected to this. So I don't ever want y'all to get it confused like, yo, why is dude from Virginia talking about this? You know, it's a lot of love between New York City and VA. It's a lot of love, my G. It's a lot of your OGs that made their way to VA. It's a lot of my OGs that made their way to New York City. You know, 13 North and 13 South, 95 North and 95 South. That's like an artery. That's like a connection right there. So I'm well versed in this. I could step foot in New York City right now and call, yeah, nigga, what? And make a phone call and be in the same room with Jimmy and Fab. Let's look at this. I'm gonna just play this one receipt before we get back to Zippy. Salute to the homie Zip. Let's look at this.
I show Rick like that.
No, you did that. The baby bag in the back. I told you what I need you for. I'm gonna hit you when it's time to come stand in that video with me. I want to introduce you to just Constantino to you. He's a big Greek artist. I'm doing That's me too.
Now that right there, that's the homie NYC Snaps. Big salute to NYC Snaps out there shaking and moving and shaking with the Harlem Hustlers and all that. The New York City.
I show Rick like that. No, you did that. The baby bag in the back.
Now you got Jimmy out here dressed. Hey, now, yeah, salute to NYC Snaps. That's the homie. But Jimmy is dressed like the Blood Gang Sensei right here. I think Jim Jones is dressed like a Kung Fu Sensei. I'm talking Master Splinter. Yeah, I'm talking 5 Deuce Master Splinter. That's what it's giving, Jimmy. I don't know, man. You said you was into the fashion and all that. That velour, I don't know if that's silk, but that's giving Master Splinter to 5th degree black belt. Yeah, you look like you got a 5th degree black belt in this. Let's look at this right here. Look. Look at this right here. Look at this. Hey, yo. Hey, look, are we just having fun with this? But that's nasty work, my guy. Absolutely nasty. I don't know what you got going on, but you might don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. Son. You was over there on Canal Street and all that. Them goddamn Vietnamese people told you, hey, papi, I tell you, hey, papi, oh, te digo, ¿cuántos ahitos le van a estos? They speaking that Spaniard to you. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go. Look.
Stand in that video with me. I want to introduce you to Constantino to you. He's a big Greek artist. I'm doing That's me too. I kind of showed you more focus of
I just wanted to show y'all that because, again, salute to the homie NYC Snaps. She out there doing a thing. Me and her go way back. You know what I mean? Way back. Brooklyn days, East New York. So big salute to her. You know what I mean? It's all love. It's all love, my G. But I have to let you know, again, yes, I overstand. I understand exactly what I'm looking at, and especially being as though I'm within the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? My voice is a factor when it come to this. I ain't just one of these little YouTubers, rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting and all that. You gotta, when I talk, you gonna listen respectfully. So salute to Jimmy, man. That was cool what he was doing and all that with his pajama set and his Master Splinter situation that he has situated. Let's get back into the homie Zip, man. Let's let Zip talk a little bit, and then we go definitely turn this thing up. Big salute to the chat, man. We approaching 50,000 subscribers over here right now. 50K. Oh yeah. I ain't bullshitting. I ain't never told you a lie, baby. I ain't told you a lie. 15 more subscribers, man. Hit the subscribe button as soon as you step in the building. Stop playing with this. All right? Let's let the homie Zip talk a little bit more, and then we gonna elaborate. New York City, it's time to destroy and rebuild. I be telling y'all this. I feel like I got more passion in this than y'all do. The youngsters, you know what? Go ahead and talk to the people, Zip. Look.
Hey, yo, man. I think Jim Jones was dead ass wrong for what he said when Fat Joe asked him that, you heard? I wanted to say, Jimmy, shut the fuck up, homie. And that was my man. Like, I wanted to say that shit. I don't know him. But I wanted to say that shit. Like, yo, shut the fuck up. So you sound stupid, nigga. You almost 50, my nigga. You 50 already, bro. Like, yo, however you feel about gang life at this point, nigga, you supposed to just keep it to yourself, nigga. You should know that. Yeah.
I want to stop the homie Zip right there because, and I'm gonna let him finish, but I want to throw this in there. I agree with Zip right there 150%. See, that's what I mean. This you gotta understand. It ain't never no hate. It's all love. It ain't nothing personal. It's all business. And I agree with Zip. It's like, bruh, you should have told Fat Joe, next question, homie. I don't even want to elaborate on that. I don't know what homie got going on. I'm not well versed on it. I don't know what's going on, so I don't want to speak on that. And you should have went to the next question. And when it comes to gang culture, if you feel like you can't let the gang go, you should just be quiet about being a gang member. You should just fall into the shadows, get your money, create content. Ain't all you rappers becoming podcasters and all that? All you rappers are now on YouTube creating content like the content creators. You know the same content creators y'all talk about. Yo, I ain't beefing with no content. Yo, I ain't no internet nigga. No, you is an internet nigga. You's an internet nigga. You a content creator. You are now a YouTuber. You should be talking more about that. And Zip, I want to say, homie's well over 50 years old. You know, you talking about he about to be 50. That man is obviously almost 60 years old. Jim Jones is damn near 60 years old, my G. You shouldn't be talking about nothing. If you talking about gang activity, you should be trying to dismantle it. Yo, I'm 60 years old. All you youngsters need to be putting down the flag. If you ain't talking about putting down the flag, you shouldn't be saying nothing. That man's 60 something years old, Zip. Respectfully, he damn sure ain't no 50. All right, let's let Zip finish. Big salutes. Talk to the people, Zip. Talk.
Homie, like just like when they ask you questions about the gang, just say blood up and keep it pushing, homie. Yeah, yo, how you feel about gang run? Blood up. And just keep it pushing, man. You might as well. Because anything else you say, it's like, yo, bro, you be sounding like very, 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 very immature, son. You know what I'm saying? You sound very immature, son. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, I be feeling like a lot of the critique that Jim Jones get on the internet is unwarranted. Niggas is mad. Niggas see Jim Jones as nigga. Jim Jones is living a life that these niggas wish they could live right now. All these niggas, if you go and you look at their pages, you look at their Instagrams, you whatever they got, you see these niggas trying to throw it together. You see them niggas trying to put it on. They'll go get whatever little jury they can muster. Look, niggas is going on niggas' platform, putting other niggas' jury on. All kind of shit. This is what these niggas is into. But then they get on the internet and critique another nigga for having jury, for wearing jury, getting flying and all of that. They, oh, yo, he's a child. He's being spending money on jury. But you niggas are wear fake jury. You niggas are wear fake jury. You niggas criticize a nigga about being in a gang, but y'all niggas merch is gang related. Niggas will critique a nigga about being in a gang, but his merch be gang related. You niggas is hypocrites. Y'all niggas is mad Jim Jones is having way. Y'all niggas couldn't get a rendezvous. Y'all niggas couldn't get a rendezvous Millies and Albie Al if y'all paid for it. Y'all ain't got enough money to pay for them features right now. Jim Jones probably don't gotta pay for them features.
And again, that's why I gotta speak on this. Salute to the homie Zip. But when a grown man look at this, that shit sound crazy. You know, let me refresh our memory when it come to Jim Jones. Let's start right here. You know, Cameron said Jim Jones was a herb, Jomo. We used to use him for his crib. That's the only reason why he was around us. He was a herb. Okay, let's start there. Let's start at the beginning. He didn't know how to rap. Mace had to teach him how to rap. Let's start right there. And, you know, let's fast forward, right? I remember watching Jim Jones get ran out of the Rucker Park. I'm talking, you know, right there in Harlem, his stomping grounds. Before he was a blood gang member, before he had the gang to represent, he was hopping gates over there at the Rucker Park. He was hopping gates, my G. I'm talking up the street. Get your ass up the block. Okay? Now, yeah, let's fast forward because again, these guys they will blind you. They will blind you with the smoke and mirrors. Oh, you guys just want to be like Jim Jones and you're mad. He has jewelry and blah, blah. It's like, bruh, you standing on grown man business. You do not even look at it like that. Respectfully, he got a lot of jewelry. That's cool and all that. But I seen Jim Jones repo some cars, and I seen Jim Jones foreclose on a house or two. I mean, it get rough out here, my G. That jewelry is just for you youngsters and dudes, these jailhouse niggas. See all that jewelry, again, that's the manipulation. That's the manipulation. That jewelry is manipulating you. Got Zip thinking we jealous of the jewelry. When we done grown men, we done seen Jim Jones have to foreclose on property and all that. So when you a big dog, when you a grown man, you don't see it like that. But when when you immature in the game, when you been out of the game for 30 years, when respectfully, when you one of them jail niggas that been sleeping and eating in jail for the last 15 to 20 years, it's hard to see through the smoke and mirrors, man. When you ain't out here paying property taxes, when you ain't out here really doing what it take to be a big dog in this, you think the jewelry is all. As long as you got some jewelry, that ain't how it work, B. That ain't how it work. But I will say this, Jim Jones has garnered some success. But let's not get it confused like dudes is just hating on Jim Jones because he got jewelry and because he can hang out with Millies and Al Bial and they can take pictures in their pajamas and shit. I got the receipts. I got the receipts of Jim Jones in his pajamas outside, nigga, with a top hat on right there. Nobody's jealous of that. Actually, real big dogs and grown men, we see right through that. We see right through that, my G. Trust me. The mentality that Jim Jones has is one of the main reasons he can't get close. He can't get close to Cameron, somebody that done leveled up, one of his best homies. Cameron don't respect that gang shit. You can't bring that gang shit into corporate America. When we talking about 50 million, 100 million, big sponsorships, you can't bring that bullshit into this arena right here. It's a whole different ball game. So big dogs, we see right through all that. But again, we got a lot of homies that's coming home from prison. They done did 15 to 20 years for bodies they caught back in the 90s, and they can't see through oh, he got the jewelry and he hanging out with celebrities and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. Come on. I'm not one of the dumb ones that's going to call him broke. I'm not going to call Jimmy broke. But I'm going to just say, come on, man. Respectfully. Go ahead and talk to the people, Zip. Go.
Jim Jones is so solidified in New York rap that he probably don't got to pay for features like that right there. And then when he tell Millie, yo, bring the guys out, he tell Abby out, bring the guys out. And then they tell niggas, yo, we going to fuck with Jim Jones. Niggas is popping out for that. Niggas is popping out for that. What? I'm throwing that shit on. I'm going. I put the diamonds on. I'm going through for that. What? Crazy? Because Jimmy liable to have anybody up there. Like when Kanye West, when the nigga wanted to holler at Kanye West, the nigga called Jim Jones and told Jim Jones, I'll give you $2 million if you get me in a room with Kanye West. Y'all be talking about Jim Jones is broke. Y'all forgot Kanye said that he got that $2 million? Y'all niggas don't. If 50 Cent called Jim Jones broke, or Cameron called Jim Jones broke, that don't mean he broke. He not broke to you, nigga. He ain't broke to you, nigga. Because you heard Kanye West say Jim Jones got $2 million just to get him in a room with somebody, nigga.
Hey, Zip, man, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta say this, and this is respectfully, man. You gotta get off your knees, man. I don't know what you and listen. I know that in New York City, y'all have 24-hour glizzy stands out there. Out there in New York City, you can wake up at 4 in the morning, you can walk to your nearest corner, and you can buy a glizzy, a extra large glizzy, and you can get sauerkraut and mustard and ketchup. And man, you at the glizzy stand right now. Respectfully, I mean, maybe Jimmy should give you a couple of dollars so you can speak on his behalf. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I mean, because the way you talking better than his old lady. I ain't seen Chrissy talk this much. I ain't seen Chrissy out there backing Jim Jones the way you backing Jim Jones. You at the glizzy stand, brother. Yeah, respectfully, man. I don't. This ain't no beat or nothing like that. I ain't got no problem with you. But you doing it better than Joel Santana right now. We need to go ahead and get Joel Santana and put Zip in there. Let's delete Joel's out the picture, and we gonna get you a diplomat hat, and we gonna put you up there with Dip. You go ahead and put Zippy out there with Dipset. You at the glizzy stand. You from New York. I'm just saying, New York City is the only city on the face of the planet where you could get a glizzy 24 hours a day. I'm talking glizzy stands on every corner. What kind of glizzy would you like? You want a gym? There you go. You woke up and you woke up with a hunger for glizzies. Well, there's glizzy stands out there 24 hours in New York City. That shit right there, what you doing, brother, respectfully, I'm not trying, I'm just saying, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you rocking with Jimmy like that. Cameron, Mace, Kanye West said that Jim Jones is broke. I don't hear too many regular niggas saying that Jim Jones is broke. That the OG said that he was broke. He did say that, but he's one of the older cats. And he was talking, he's saying certain things. I understand he's a OG for real. That Brooklyn old head that want to fight Jimmy. But come on, man. You know what? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look.
That ain't broke, nigga. That ain't broke, nigga. That mean your name hold weight. If a nigga will pay you $2 million to talk to another nigga, your name hold weight out here, nigga. Crazy nigga. Ha, nigga like that, bro. If I could get this nigga to give me $2 million to talk to him, what I could give Poppy to give me off of the strength of me, nigga. Yo, Poppy, I need 40. I need 40 right now. It's bad out here right now. I need 40. But y'all niggas can't think past go. Y'all niggas can't think past go. Niggas know all kinds of niggas out here in the world. Everywhere they go, they rub shoulders with the richest niggas in the cities, nigga. Because those is the niggas that they be around in the sections and all. That's the niggas they around. Poppy, I need 40. Don't worry, I'll get it gone.
I just want to say something. I want to say one more thing with it right here, right? This is not motherfucking paid in full, Zip. See, a lot of these jail dudes, they still think that is rich in AZ in Alpo. They think it's Rich Porter, AZ. Nigga, you, Poppy, let me get 40. That shit, where, who? That ain't how it ain't. If Poppy give you 40, he's working for the feds. Do you understand? That's what I mean when I say manipulation to these youngsters. Yo, Poppy, give me 40. It's bad out here. Shit is a movie. This motherfucker, yo, respectfully, this motherfucker went to sleep watching Paid in Full. Y'all motherfucker, it's over. That shit is over, man. It ain't never gonna be like that again. It ain't been like that in a long time in New York City. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? Don't work like that. Okay? I don't know what you and Jimmy got going on, but Jimmy is a clown for what he's doing with this blood shit. Jimmy is a clown for being almost 60 years old with a face full of gray hair, still talking about gang shit. Jimmy is a clown. Jimmy is a follower. He is far from a leader, my G, for allowing California culture to infiltrate New York City. Rich Porter wouldn't have goddamn stamped off on that. Alpo, AZ, none of the real hustlers, Fritz, none of the real big time hustlers would have ever accepted some Cali niggas bringing red and blue flags to New York City in Harlem. The real go-getters, the real hustlers that y'all talk about would have never let some Cali dudes come over here and put a flag in your pocket. So I don't know what you got going on, homie. Respectfully. Nasty work, though. Yeah, that glizzy shit, boy, you got the glizzy stand. Get off your knees, homie. Listen, I don't know what you doing. Reach out to Jimmy. Tell him you want to get down with the get down. Yeah, zip. Reach out. See, you don't fuck with. See, if you fuck with Jimmy, you ain't gonna be able to fuck with Cameron. See, I know what you got going on. I know what you got going on, Zip, and I rock with you. I rock with you 100%. I see the play you trying to run. Jim Jones reached out to you, told you to come to the studio. You ain't go to the studio and create no content because you want Cameron to throw you under the wing. Yeah, I said it. There it is. Fuck it, I threw it out there. Nobody act like they. Yeah, I seen that play. You said that Jim Jones reached out to you to go to the studio so y'all could create content, but you didn't go. Cause if you go fuck with Zip, then Cam ain't gonna fuck with you. See, I know what you got going on, but the problem is you gotta get away from the glizzy stand. You gotta build this shit on your own. You gotta build your platform, build your character, build everything on your own. As soon as you get in bed with one of these celebrities, as soon as we know, yeah, they getting a percentage. They robbing you. Yeah, I said it, man. Fuck it, man. I threw it out there. You don't like it? If you don't, I don't want to go to war with none of you YouTubers. And I don't got no beef. I got a lot of love for you YouTubers. Everybody that's in the algorithm, I rock with you. But Zip, we ain't gonna act like you ain't tell us that Jim Jones reached out to you. Why you ain't go do content with Jim Jones since you got so much love and you defended him so much? Why you ain't go to that studio session? Yeah, since he be rubbing shoulders with all the go-getters and you know what I'm saying, he gonna do this and Poppy, I need 40 and Bob. But when it was time for you to get with Jimmy, when he DM'd you, you turn that down. Yeah, I know what you're doing. I know what you did. Zip. I got some good advice for you, Zip. I know what the fuck you did, too. I know why you didn't go to that studio session. And Cameron ain't gonna fuck with your ass no more. Yeah, Cameron ain't gonna fuck with you. 50 Cent ain't gonna post you. Your ass be back. Yeah, you be back getting food stamps in no time. If your ass would have went to that, I ain't say nothing. I'm just fucking around. I'm just playing with you. I'm just keeping it all the way fucking with you, baby. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more there. You want to talk? Go ahead, Zip. Talk to the people.
Come right back, your pop. You see what I'm trying to tell you? I know these niggas everywhere. That shit is the easiest shit in the world once you linked in like that right there. But y'all niggas are calling a nigga like that broke, not knowing that a nigga name hold weight in these streets. The nigga is the most famous blood all time from New York. Jim Jones is more famous than the founder of the New York Bloods. If you go to Virginia and say OG Mac, nigga gonna think you talking about a nigga from Newport News, man. They gonna think you talking about a nigga from Newport News, man. You go to Atlanta and say OG Mac, them niggas gonna think you talking about a nigga. You talking about that Boston nigga that stay out by Alpharetta? That nigga's a Boston.
Hey, boy, you a fool, boy. I heard that. I peeped that. You go out there to Virginia, you ask for OG Mac. In Virginia, I'm going to show you who we believe is the most famous blood, Zip. That nigga said he's more famous than the founder of the blood. Boy, hey, boy, Jim Jones need to get you one of them diplomat hats and them diplomat glasses so you can rep the set, homie. But let me show you something before we go any deeper. Let me show you what we got going on. Let me show you who is the famous. Let me show you who we in Virginia, because you got it fucked up. We don't look at Jim Jones as a blood gang. We look at Jim Jones as a fraud, as a off-brand blood member, just like Chris Brown. We never really fell into the trap that New York fell in. We look at you blood members from New York and in Virginia and Texas. We look at y'all as off-brand blood members. Y'all are off-brand. You got Fruit Loops and then you got Fruit Circles. You got Fruit Loop cereal, then you got Fruity Loops. You know what I'm talking about. You got Frosted Flakes, and then you got Corn Flakes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know the cereal your mama used to buy when she ain't have all the money. It looked like you was getting the Fruit Loops, but you was getting the Fruity Loops. Yeah, the off-brand cereal. But I'm gonna show you, Zip. I'm gonna show you who we think is the most famous blood in New York City. All right, here we go. Look at this right here. Look, the most famous blood from New York. That's him right there. That's little Danny. Yeah, that's little Danny. That's the most famous blood member out of New York history. Yeah, so don't never get it confused. In Virginia, Bad News, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Hampton. We never thought Jim Jones was a... Hey, let my man talk a little bit more, but you got to stop that shit, Zip. I don't know what you got going on, but we going to call it out. And we not going to let this shit slide no more. I don't know what you got going on out there in Brooklyn, New York, wherever you at, but you got to get it together, man. Pull the shit together, man. He's the most famous blood and blah, 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 and blue, blue, blue. Man, they playing with the channel too. They ain't bullshitting. I shouldn't have showed y'all 6ix9ine. They ain't like that. Yeah, they ain't like that. Now let's let my man Zip talk just a little bit. You know what? I think Zip doing something. I ain't gonna play no more what Zip got going on. I think Zip doing something to the channel. Yeah, it's a we detected video in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. If you plan to continue, please ensure that the content owner has added your channel. Hey Zip, my bad, man. My bad, man. I was just playing about the glizzy stand part. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing about the glizzy stand part. New York City got 24 hours. New York City do got 24-hour glizzy stands out there. But I was just playing about the glizzy stand part. I wasn't really saying nothing about that. My bad, bro. Don't strike my channel or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, baby. But the real is the real. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth. I got some more. I got more receipts that I want to use, but I don't think I could use them because the homie Zip. Hey, let's play this receipt right here. I want to show y'all a side of Jim Jones that I respect. And I think I'm going to close with this, right? You know, Zip said something that stood out to me. He said a lot of the criticism when it come to Jim Jones is unwarranted. You know, because people like to hate on Zip, hate on Jimmy, X, Y, and Z. But I beg to differ when it come to that. A lot of the criticism is definitely warranted. You know, as a grown man, bro, when you move in a certain way, you're gonna get a certain type of criticism because it's nasty work. But Jim Jones, low key, does some things that I do respect. And see, this is why I say it's manipulation, because Jim Jones, he has a son. And if this gang culture was so positive, if it was so good, if it was a fraternity, why would he not want his son to be involved with that? You know, if this gang culture helped Jim Jones build up this clientele, this beautiful career where he can rub shoulders with celebrities and everything the homie Zip was saying, Why not let your son get down with it? See, instead, what Jim Jones does is he sends his son out there to Virginia Beach for the summertime. I got the receipts. He sends his son out there to Virginia Beach with the dog fur. Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. Surrounded by the dog fur. I seen the receipts. Jim Jones' son ain't hanging out there on 145th and Lenox. Jim Jones' son ain't out there getting jumped into a gang. Jim Jones' son don't got nothing to do with a blood gang. He don't got a flag. He ain't dropped a flag and he ain't picked up a flag. Jim Jones is a great father. Great father, my G. You feel what I'm saying? Not only does he deter his son from being a gang member, but he also instills values, morals, and responsibility in his son. And you know what? I wanna play this receipt right here. I want to play a clip, of Jim Jones expressing certain ways that he instills responsibility within his child. See, when you a gang member and you a blood member and you outside and you sue whooping and you doing all this gang activity, ain't nobody instilling responsibility in you. You ain't got no chores. You ain't got to take out the trash. You ain't got to help pay the bills. You ain't got to do none of that. I mean, you a gang member. See, if Jimmy wasn't a tool for destruction, then these same qualities he's teaching his son would be the same qualities he would push into these young boys out there in Harlem, New York. You know what? Let's let Jimmy talk and then we gonna elaborate on it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. No beef, all love. They zip my, I ain't got no smoke with you or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I got to getting in it with Zip and doing the whole thing with the glizzy stands and all that, all of a sudden we got, you know what I'm saying? We got some notifications at the bottom of the chat. They ain't playing with me. They ain't playing with me. Big salute. Let's let Jimmy talk. Go ahead and talk to him. Look.
But at the same time, I don't want people to think that he's getting a free ride because as he get older, he has to take on more responsibilities in my house.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to start to kick it. It may not be nothing, you heard? And it's not like I need it, but it's the responsibility of the action that he needs more than I need it. You heard? So if he knows that, damn, I got to pay my pops $400 this month, you heard? Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. You're going to have to pay something for this car. You're going to have to pay something for the crib. You're going to have to pay something for the goodies. You eat inside a house of whole.
Facts.
This nigga eat a bro. I would think he got brothers the way this nigga eat. I don't want people to think that he's getting a free ride because as he get older, he has to take on more responsibilities in my house.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to start to kick it. It may not be nothing, you heard? And it's not like I need it, but it's the responsibility of the action that he needs more than I need it. You heard? So if he knows that, damn, I got to pay my pops $400 this month, you heard? Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. You're going to have to pay something for this car. You're going to have to pay something for the crib. You're going to have to pay something for the goodies. You eat inside a house of whole.
Facts.
This nigga eat a bro. I would think he got brothers the way this nigga eat.
See what I'm saying? It's the responsibility of the actions. So I'm not going to let you be a gang member. I'm not going to let you pick up a flag. I'm going to make you pay a part of the rent. I'm going to make you pay a part of the car note. I'm going to make you and learn you and teach you responsibility. See, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing, my G. That's a beautiful thing. But do you think that the young boys that killed Mama Z out there in Harlem, them young boys that shot that old lady by mistake, you think they got those same upbringings? When they listen to Jim Jones music, you think that he's telling them to be responsible and it's the actions that of responsibility that's going to make you a man? No, they hear Jim Jones saying, "Sue whoop, 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 sue whoop." You understand? But his son is being taught responsibility. And these young boys that follow him in his blood gang is going to prison for the rest of their life. Trying to get the same jewelry and chains and get the same look as a Jim Jones, looking up to a dude. They see everything that he has obtained. They see the fame and the fortune, but they also see the blood gang rag that he got in his back pocket. This is where the criticism come in at, because your son, oh, you lead him down listen, I seen video of Jim Jones out there in Virginia Beach with his son on a lake surrounded by dog fur. That's the way yeah, his son wasn't out there in them Harlem streets. He wasn't in the concrete jungle. He was down there in my neck of the woods, in the forest somewhere next to the beach, riding jet skis with the dog fur all around him. So if that's what you want for your son, that's what you need to want for them young boys that's following up behind you. Now, I'm going to end with this. I want to end with this. And I spoke on it already, but I kind of want to just go into it one more time before we close out. All right? If you are not from California and you are a Blood or a Crip or a Hoover, a Grape Street, a Rolling 60, I don't care what it is. You are a fraud and you are a off-brand gang member. You are an off-brand gang member, respectfully. And those dudes in California do not respect y'all. They laugh at y'all. They laugh at the fact that you are representing a street that does not exist in your city, in your neighborhood. They laugh at the fact that you will reach all the way to the West Coast, to a poverty. These dudes live in poverty just like you, but you want to act like them. You want to represent what they represent, and you don't even live out there. They laugh at y'all. And word to Nipsey Hussle, because Nipsey Hussle called it out a long time ago when they asked him about Lil Wayne being a Blood member. He said it's fraudulent. It's fraudulent. Notice how all it, Zip with the Drip, Hassan Campbell, 050 the Movement, China Brim. I ain't shooting no shots, but I'm just saying, notice how all these New York niggas was Blood gang members at one point, went to prison, came home. Now it's assalamu alaikum, salaikum salam. They don't do that for the most part in California. That shit is to the death, homie. That is a family thing. That is a culture thing. They grandmamas was Crip. They daddies was Crip. They don't get to go to prison and come home and make bean pies and all that, like you New York niggas be doing. Respectfully, I'm saying this respectfully, but I'm keeping it very thorough. I don't want to sugarcoat this. You guys lost all control, and the downfall started when y'all adopted California culture. Get off their nuts. Give them their culture back. Stay away from the glizzy stands. I'm telling you. You dudes out there be at that glizzy stand. I'm talking just eating glizzy all fucking day. You're eating glizzy all to your mouth. You got glizzy going straight to your goddamn mouth. Get off of their nuts and live your culture. Give them their lifestyle back. Give them their culture back. Please. I don't understand how y'all don't see this. Like, from the outside looking in, you look like a fucking fool being a New York City Blood member. Like, what the fuck? You a Rolling 60 Crip. Ain't no 60th Street in New York City. It ain't no 60th Street in New York City, B. You got to destroy this whole brainwashing culture, and then you have to rebuild your own culture in New York City. It ain't gonna be hard, my G. Y'all had a thriving culture before gang activity came to New York. Y'all had a thriving culture. Y'all was spearheading the world in fashion, stocks, money, the nightlife. Everything was in New York City. But when them blue and red flags came, game over. Game over. Hey, Zip, I know what you doing, homie. I got a lot. Listen, Zip, I know what you doing, B. But I got some advice for you. This is from me to Zip. Zip, go get an acting coach ASAP. To the homie Zip with the drip, I said it here first. You ain't heard nobody say this. It's all love. It's nothing personal. It's all business. Go get an acting coach. Holla, if you ain't gonna fuck with Jimmy, go ahead and fuck with Cameron. Him and 50 Cent got the whole paid in full movie and TV series that they about to start doing. Get yourself an acting coach. Take some of that money. Don't buy no more jewelry. Don't buy no more loud nose chains. Don't do that. Get you an acting coach and get you a representative. Get you a agent. That's what they call it. Get yourself an acting coach. Get yourself an agent. That's what you need to do, homie. Respectfully. All the celebrities know you. You want to be in the industry. You want to be a part of this. I mean, the way you was protecting and talking for Jim Jones, I mean, man, listen, you need to be in the industry with them. You need to be a part of whatever they got going on. You need to walk through the door. Get yourself an acting coach and an agent. Go down there to Shreveport, Louisiana with 50 Cent and get your ass on TV and get that money. Salute to the homie Zip, man. But talking like that about Jimmy, yeah, ain't nobody else told you this. Grown Man Business TV. You see how I gave you that game right there? Pure dope, straight off the brick, directly into the bottle. You see how I did that? Go Google, use ChatGPT, because you like to do the ChatGPT, and have ChatGPT find you an agent and an acting coach. Go to acting class 2 or 3 times a week on your spare time. Don't say I ain't give you this game. All right? Big salute to the chat, man. We in here. We just having some fun with this. Jim Jones, man, nasty work. You know what I mean? Absolutely disgusting. And that shit need to be dismantled. Yeah, that shit need to be dismantled, my G. It ain't no excuses. We ain't holding no punches. You get? Let's see what we got, man. Big salute to the chat. Hey, listen. When I come back this weekend, we going to have a celebration live stream where we going to celebrate 50,000 subscribers, because it's official, my G. It's official. You know what I mean? Let me see something real quick. It's official, man. You know, we at 50K. A Harlem legend, you still in the chat? We just hit 50,000 subscribers right here on Grown Man Business TV, my G's. Yeah, I want to give a big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that been rocking with the channel since day one. You know, we growing this channel organically, man. Organically. You know what I mean? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? And I gotta give a big salute to everybody, man. The channel was with 50,000. We just hit 50K. You know what I mean? And I'm excited about that. I'm ecstatic about that. And I mean, big salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. All in Alkaline Lifestyle, Breezy Santana. I see you in here, Charlie P. Dresky. You know what I mean? I see you in here, FBA for Kush Boy 420. All my big wrenches, Miss Love Lace. Everybody that's locked into the channel. You know what I mean? All my big wrenches that protect the chat, handle their business in the chat. I told y'all, when we hit 100,000, we're going to go on a national tour. We're going to start hopping and popping out in cities. Yeah, I want that 100,000 plaque. I want that 100,000 plaque. We're going to start popping out. We're going to start rubbing shoulders. And then we're going to take this thing to the next level. You know what I mean? But we are officially at 50,000. Man, you know, who knew? You feel what I'm saying? And we haven't even done 1,000 videos yet. So I'm tight proud of that. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into about 1,500 videos. We're gonna get 1,500 videos on the channel, 1,500 pieces of content on the channel, and we're gonna push and we're gonna make our way to 100K. So yeah, now it ain't, you know, we growing organically. Well over 50,000 on our way to 60K. That's the new thing now. Well over 50,000 on our way to 60K. I got to make sure I remember that. Big salute to the chat. I see y'all in there. Yeah. 50K, man. You know what I mean? What more can I say? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to all the YouTubers, all the content creators, Zip with the Drip, China Brim, Harlem Legend. It's a lot of y'all out here, you know what I mean? Just the dudes that's in the algorithm, you know what I mean? That's making a way for themselves, carving out a lane for the real, doing their own content, not biting, not backbiting, not remixing. Everybody doing their own thing. I got a lot of love for y'all. It's nothing personal. It's all business. It's all business. You know what I mean? So big salute to that 50K. Yeah, I feel good about that, man. Um, yeah, we gonna make some things happen. I'm happy about that. Salute to everybody that's locked in. Um, I'm gonna end with this. This is my last point. You know, when me and Zip was going back and forth back in the day, right? When we was going to war in these YouTube streets, when it was all said and done, I reached out to Zip. You know what I mean? Told him a couple of things that I thought was fire about his content. Some of the things that caught my ear. He gave me some good words. You know, we had a decent exchange. Um, and somewhere in that exchange, I told Zip, bro, nothing personal, all business. This just YouTube politics. This just YouTube content. I got the receipts, you know what I mean? And he was like, yo, I ain't into that. I don't do that YouTube shit that you woo woo woo. And I was like, all right, you know, everybody ain't into this, like the YouTube politics. Everybody don't really understand that this shit ain't real life. It ain't no beef. This is content. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna sharpen steel, right? And I understood that. So when I saw that video with the title that Mav Hoffa put in the title when he said, Zip with the Drip, explaining that it's no beef, it's all YouTube politics. I was kind of surprised by that. At first I was like, damn, what's that about, right? But what I understand is we all growing in these YouTube streets. We all growing within this content creation. So when I spoke to Zip some months ago, from then to now, people grow. People start to realize different things. People start to, we blossom. So I thought that was fire, you know what I'm saying? Because Zip and Mav Hoffa, they had some harsh words for each other. I remember Zip saying something about punching him in the face and taking his gun, and his man did that and blah, 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 with the tax stone and all that. And now it's just YouTube politics. So salute to Zippy with the drippy on that. Salute to Mav Hoffa. You know what I mean? We all had a lot of fun with Mav Hoffa. He strike my channel and everything. You know what I mean? He strike my channel. You know what I mean? I had to get the strike off of there. Now he doing interviews and all that. I think it's fire. Salute to all the content creators that's carving out a lane for the real. Because you already know here at Grown Man Business, that's exactly what we doing. All right? So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in, yeah. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm gonna give you this game straight raw, my G. Yeah, no fentanyl, no quinine, no baking soda. We ain't whipping this dope, and we ain't counter whipping this dope. I'm gonna give it to you straight raw. No other way around it. You know what I mean? Jim Jones, nothing personal, all business. That gang shit played out. It's over. It's been over for a long time. Nobody respects y'all. New York, Texas, LA, Atlanta, wherever the Blood and Crip gang is at in the United States, other than California, we don't respect it. Y'all look like some clowns. It's time to take the clown nose off, my G. It's time to destroy and rebuild. That's the only way, man. Salute the Hocus 4/5 with the Drop Your Flag challenge. I don't care what your intentions was. I don't care why you did it. The fact that you did it, I gotta respect that. All right? Zippy, man, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? I see what you got going on out there in these YouTube streets. I ain't mad at you, man. It's all love. Keep grinding. Like I said, go get an acting coach and go get a fucking agent. Go get that money, man. All right? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. We 50,000 strong over here. Organic. Oh, yeah. I want to say this. I don't go live. I don't post still recorded video. These dudes do 10 times more content than me. You know what I'm saying? You know, Zip, he go live and he do still recorded videos. You know, the homie Harlem Legend, he flooding the streets with still recorded videos. China Brim, he got a new video every day. I see him every day with a new video. I might go live. Right now, I'm not even going live through the week. I'm only doing live on the weekends when I'm home because I'm on the road. And our channel is still growing like this. Notice, during the week, I'm really not going live. I'm somewhere crossing state lines at all times. I'm somewhere over the road doing what I do. When I come home on Friday, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I give y'all these live streams. I deliver the downloads. I'm doing a quarter of the content that my peers is doing. And the channel is, we going up. We going up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, my G. I'm just telling you. And I ain't went and got the iPad yet. I ain't went and got the microphone. It's directly from me to you, from direct to consumer. I still got the iPhone sitting right here, and I'm talking directly to you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Zip and everybody trying to do this. I see that. But right here, we gonna keep it organic. We not going to get the yeah, I got the computer right here. I could do the whole live. I'm not doing none of that. We gonna do it just like this, and we gonna go to 100,000 right here on YouTube. We hit 100,000. I might go ahead and set the desk up. You know what I'm saying? Put the green screen and put the mic right there, maybe. But this shit right here is divine. It's divine intervention, my G. It ain't no need for me to start trying it. Nah, we gonna keep it right here. 50,000 subscribers, nigga. 50K. No microphone, no headphones, no green screen. I ain't using the computer. I got the computer right here. I could use the computer and pull it up on the screen and blah, blah. Nah. To each his own. All right? So yeah, man, it's going on Tuesday. Let's make sure we stay inquisitive, we stay motivated, we stay inspired to do what we love to do what we do best. Let's make sure that we go out here when we play in this matrix. Oh yeah, we all in the matrix. Let's be able to understand that we in the matrix so we can overstand that we in the matrix. You understand what I'm saying? So while you out there getting your money, doing what you do, this shit is the matrix, man. This is nothing. This shit ain't nothing. All that jewelry Jim Jones got on, when he take that shit off, he just an old ass man. He just a 60-year-old man trying to find his way. He got you young boys blinded. He got you jail niggas blinded. Blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. But when he go in the house at night, he take all them chains off, take all that jewelry off, put his pajamas on. He a 60-year-old man trying to right his wrongs, trying to figure out, praying to God, talking to the Most High. Y'all dudes gotta wake up. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. We 50,000. 50K eat GMB. GMB 50, yeah, big dog shit. Oh, we on our way, all right? So big salute to the chat. You already know how we giving it up. Got a lot of love for everybody that's invested, man. You know what I mean? Time and energy. If you in the chat, if you engaging in the chat, if you hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, if you looking for the notifications when they ringing, then you are investing your time and your energy into my channel. And you already know, I'ma deliver every time. Every time, I'ma deliver. All right? So, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.